first round of the NBA playoffs continues as we get ready for Game 2 on EA Sports. Capital One Arena in our nation's capital. Tonight, the Washington Wizards taking on the Philadelphia 76ers. Seated next to Jay Williams, I'm Ed Cohen. Jay, you look at the Sixers coming into play. They were the surprise winners in Game 1. And as a visiting club, just getting one of those first two games so important. They've got a chance now to get both.
And what a performance in Game 1. You steal the opener on the road, you take a home court advantage right away. Now you got the opportunity to take real control and take a 2-0 lead back to your place for Game 3.
Wall into the front court, just underway. Happy you're with us for Game 2. From long range, buries the trifecta.
I wasn't even sure if he saw the defense behind him, but what he did see was his teammates' eyes telling him where to pass for that easy catch and shoot.
Oh, Ben Simmons, 2 for 2. That's what you want.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Washington basketball. Wall to Beal. Baseline drive, but he can't finish. Simmons, and drills it. Jay, spacing can be a beautiful thing.
I mean, does he have eyes in the back of his head or what? I get paid money to watch and study this game daily. Even I didn't see that angle.
Wall, here's the step back. What do you see in John Wall's game, Jay, that sets him apart?
That he could probably finish with his left hand better than he could finish with his right. I remember watching him in high school. He was jumping off his right foot and dunking the ball lefty as if it was that easy. He can do it with both hands, which makes him way more efficient around the rim.
Tobias Harris is going to get 3 shots here. A career 81% free throw shooter. First free throw is good. And he hits the second. Perfect from the line. It's all 3 of them. Into the front court. It's Wall. 5-point game. To Beal. Nothing going here on that drive. Beal fires the 3, buries it on the catch and shoot.
Great shot by the offense, but the defense, you can't afford to collapse off that penetration. I'd rather a team take a tough 2 than a wide open 3.
Redick to Simmons. Fires the 3. He made his first effort, but not that time. Second effort. Otto Porter missed his first. That one goes.
Tie ball game so far. Neither one of these teams really able to pull ahead. Might be time to put the bench players in the game, and let's see who could differentiate themselves.
Here's a chance from long range. They snuffed it out. Tobias Harris missed it.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Dwight Howard with a piece.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
Redick, his first effort off the mark. Porter to Beal. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. He was all over him.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor. Wizards with the basketball. Wall to Howard. Sizing up the defense. Able to convert inside.
Old school equals high percentage.
Nothing going here on that drive. It goes down.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Into the front court comes Wall. Right now, 12 all. To Kelly Oubre. Dario Saric. Huge block. Simmons with it. He'll run the offense. To Tobias Harris. Beyond the arc for three. Off the mark. No good. To Kelly Oubre. Can't connect from in close. To Butler. Count the bucket for two.
Had a difficult first quarter. Couldn't really find his rhythm, but you got 3 more left to play.
Terrific vision. Kelly Oubre with the finish at the rim.
That's the intensity you need to see. Whenever a player running back on defense after a dunk like that holds the inside of his forearm, it lets you know how hard he dunked that basketball.
Knocks it down from mid-range. We talk so much about who are the MVP candidates, but there are other guys who are so valuable to their teams, and Jimmy Butler at the forefront of that list.
I have a phrase that I use when I describe players like Jimmy Butler. It's called most valuable mentality. There are certain players that approach the game with a certain mindset every single day that they will do anything possible to win the ball game. He plays with his heart and soul every single possession and every night, and he will leave it on the court if that means he can win the ball game.
Wall to Howard. And they call the foul. Jay, he was there too late.
It's still early, so no real impact on that call. But you know that they're going to call this one tight, so you might want to keep your hands out of his pocket.
Dwight Howard, a couple of free throws on the way. 56% for his career. And hits the first free throw. And gets both to drop at the line. Jimmy Butler, that's now 4. He hasn't missed.
They're going to have to find answers defensively and quickly because he's carving them up in the first quarter.
And the rebound comes to Johnson. Desperation shot here from half court. We've reached the end of the first quarter here in game number 2. Jay and I are back after this. It's the NBA playoffs on EA Sports. One quarter down. Neither side really distinguished itself. Jay, what stood out?
And we're exceeding the speed limit. These guys are playing fast, and the thing I love about it the most, there's entertainment in this game. Guys are looking away after they shoot the ball. Guys are clapping. Guys are energetic. This is why you love this sport.
Free throw good. He's able to polish off the three-point play. Wall. There it is, John Wall. That's 3 now on 4 shots.
Woo. That pass speaks for itself. There's nothing more to say about that one. Wow.
Butler matched up with Rivers. Deep 2 there, won't go.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
Porter. Saric with the board. To Butler. Lays it up and in.
Some players are just built to absorb the contact. He pretty much dusted that defender off like that was a bug at the park.
Wall across the timeline. We're a minute into the second quarter. Too much contact, and free throws coming.
I don't know about that one, Ed. I always thought your hand was part of the ball.
Jan Mahimi has got 2 shots coming. He wants this number up, 60% career free throw shooter. Nope, first one does not go. Missed the second, 0 for 2. Smith with the basketball. Looking to make something happen. Oh, nice find for the basket.
And cutting hard in transition is one of the most underrated things about this game. The harder you can cut is the more it opens up the floor to make plays just like that.
Beal to Rivers. 4-3. Off the iron. No good. Going to launch beyond the arc. You on top. Jimmy Butler, contested 3. He buries it.
And it just seems like the defense has lethargic closeouts. You need to close out with more of a sense of urgency. Run them off the three-point line. Make them take a tough 2 rather than an easy 3.
Butler to bring it up. Up by 3. Gets it to go. Could have been more. A lot of contact, but no foul.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Beal. So the first points for him in this first half, and he knocks it down for 3.
Yeah, they really need him to get going. Really surprised that none of his teammates have been talking to him. This is when he needs him the most. They have to uplift him, help him continue to be confident on the court.
The follow won't go either. From the painted area, won't go down.
And you see so many players quit on a play after they were beat the first time, but not him. He stayed on his hip, he fought back, and he made the player miss the shot. That's great defense.
Butler, defended by the former Hoya. Count it.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
Beal. Deep right corner. Screen coming. Austin Rivers to Porter. Lets it fly from long range. And out of Porter. So smooth. Catch and shoot. Buries the 3.
Don't seem shocked. This is how the game is played these days. Shooting a 3 is like shooting a layup.
Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes. Into the front court comes Simmons. Down a point. Scores from the post.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
Wall to Beal. For 3. Had made his first couple, but he misses there. Simmons with it. His team up by 1. Jimmy Butler for 2. Unbothered by the defense as he drills it.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
To Wall. Can't connect. Oh, Ben Simmons. Terrific shooting. He's 4 for 5.
I know this for a fact, Ed. Ben Simmons wanted to channel his inner Bill Russell during the NBA Awards as he stood up on that stage accepting that Rookie of the Year trophy, looking down at all the people that hated on him and didn't think that after a year of being injured that he can come back and be the one that everybody thought he could be. One of only 7 players in NBA history to lead his team to 50-plus wins while accepting the Rookie of the Year trophy.
Butler matched up with Beal. Jimmy Butler at the line for 2 shots. A career 83% free throw shooter. And he connects on the first free throw.
Good shot.
And he makes them both. Wall with it up top. Down 5. Took it down the lane, but it's no good. Give him 2 points. High percentage.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
No. He'll let one fly from half court. We've reached halftime here in Game 2. Let's get you to Orlando, where we say hello to Jalen Rose in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Jalen.
Thanks, guys. Let's take a look at what went down so far in this one. The 76ers worked hard for their halftime lead. It was their playmaking, the way they gave each other scoring opportunities. That really impresses me. I love seeing unselfish basketball like that. These are the guys getting buckets for the Philadelphia 76ers. The Wizards were unable to find an offensive flow in the opening half. And someone needs to step up offensively if they plan to win this game. Not a single player has gotten into double digits yet. These are the guys getting buckets for the Washington Wizards.
Game track. Assists.
The Washington Wizards struggled to play the angles and allowed too many passing lanes to exist. However, some credit has to go to their opponents for the way they move the ball. They've been taking advantage of this situation.
Player of the half.
Butler did a great job of reading the defense and exploiting the opportunities where he can make the most damage. He's definitely feeling it. Here we go with the top plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
Thanks for joining us for the halftime report. The second half is about to get started.
Wizards at the controls. Wall to Beal. Has a chance. Off the mark. To Tobias Harris. Doesn't even see the defender. Buries the shot.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
Off the penetration, almost, but no good.
Yo, big kudos to the defender. It seems like his mere presence in the paint was enough to make the offensive player miss the shot before he even got off the ground.
Wall in the front court. His guy's down 11 to Howard. Superman, Dwight Howard. Consistent effort. He's at 50%.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease.
Simmons to Butler. Gets it in the right corner. From long range, that's off the side of the rim, no good.
Shooters shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Slams it down. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first 3 quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
Big finish at the rim. Good luck keeping up with that.
Did you see that jump? It was as quick as a pogo stick.
Simmons into the front court. Up 5 to Tobias Harris. Fires the 3. They snuffed it out. Tobias Harris missed it. Into the front court. It's Wall. He'll run the offense. Nothing going here on that drive. Dwight Howard.
Oh, and he can't keep it in off the block.
Man, that was impressive. Harris. Butler up against Beal. To Tobias Harris. Fires the 3. Well defended.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Joel Embiid rejects it. Wall, tough matchup against Butler. There it is, John Wall. With that, he's 5 for 9.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here because that was not an easy look.
To Embiid. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
To Redick. Here's a chance from long range. Defenders could lose sleep with this guy. J.J. Redick, well defended, still knocks it down.
And this squad just continues to light it up from long range. One of the things I learned about teams like this, teams that fall in love with a three-point shot, as quickly as they built the lead, is as quickly as they can lose it if they're over-reliant on the three-point shot.
First try, no good. And he's able to hit the second after missing that first one. Butler defended by the lefty Oubre. That pass stolen by the Wizards.
You know, Ed, sometimes you're just more ready to play than your opponent. The intensity and the effort is off the charts.
Smith into the front court. Leads 3. Curling inside. Count it. No and 1. There was some contact there.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
Wizards have it. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Not that time. He misses. Takes stock of the floor. Over to the right side. Butler. That's off the side of the rim. Short. Into the front court comes Wall. The deficit now up to 5. Short jumper misses. wide open look won't go. He shoots. Oh, off the mark. 3 quarters down. It's the Sixers out in front. It's been a compelling game so far. The 4th quarter is underway. Simmons to Embiid. Has a look. Gets a look. Can't hit.
The contest was good, but you being a nuisance was great. Continue to be that gnat that no matter how many times you swing at it, it never goes away.
Porter. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a 3-point play.
The defender was actually in a good position there. They even made a decent play on the ball, but sometimes those bounces go the other way. Still, stay aggressive out there.
Markieff Morris trying to cash in on a 3-point play. For his career, 77% at the line. The free throw, good. Converts on the 3-point play, and the margin is down to 2. Butler, guarded by Beal. Yes, and the foul, and a chance at 3 coming up.
That was such a great job by the offensive player. Knowing that you're probably going to take some lumps here and there, but still remaining aggressive throughout the shot and getting a crack at the extra point.
Jimmy Butler at the line for a chance at a 3-point play. Hasn't missed yet. And he missed the free throw. Wall across the timeline. His guys trail now by 4. And Bradley Beal knocks down a wide open 3.
Just because someone is listening to you doesn't mean that they actually hear you. At the end of the game, when players get tired, they listen to what the assignment was, but they didn't hear what it was.
Joel Embiid, 3 for 6 now.
So much about passing is about the pace of the pass. Sometimes you need to dart the pass through the gap. Other times you need to have a feathery touch where you can loft the ball up for your player to dunk the ball. That pace is everything in this game.
Converts in the paint. Nice finish at the rim.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. Redick. That's off the side of the rim, no good. Wall with it up top. 5-point game. The monster stuff.
Look at that, calm under pressure. You see a lot of guys rush those. Nice extra move there.
Philadelphia with the basketball. Probing the defense. Butler to Embiid. Butler taken down by Howard. Wall into the front court. His guys down 3. Nice pass to set things up.
And when plays like that happen with multiple players touching the ball, the basketball gods will 100% reward you.
Here's Simmons with it up top. Looking to make something happen. Cruises inside for 2.
Ooh, shows like this separate the good players from the great ones. The good players, they have good first halves, and then they fade to black in the second. The great players, they just sustain that kind of dynamic energy throughout the entire ball game.
Time for some new personnel into the game. Austin Rivers to Beal. Beyond the arc for three. And the rebound pulled down by Simmons. To Tobias Harris. Knocks it down from mid-range. It's Washington with the basketball. Austin Rivers to Beal. Surveys the floor. Driving right to the basket. Bradley Beal not looking pretty. 3 for 10.
The defender needs to do a better job of forcing a pickup there.
Simmons with it. Up by 3. To Butler. Goes to the right side. 4-3. He missed his first 4 from downtown. He finally gets a 3 to go.
I'm going to tell you what every shooter thinks after he misses 4 in a row. One has to go in eventually.
He's looking for that touch.
I just love where this takes you into the psychological battle as a player offensively. Was that a great contest, or did you just miss the shot? But now you have me thinking about that the entire next possession.
To the basket is Butler, but he can't finish. Rivers into the front court. The deficit is 6. Beal can't connect. It's no good. Butler. That no good. Off the mark.
People do not realize the brilliance of the coaching in this league. The small adjustments made defensively has made all the difference in the second half.
On the follow. Way to stay with it.
Some players are just built to absorb the contact. He pretty much dusted that defender off like that was a bug at the park.
Simmons to Tobias Harris. Going to launch beyond the arc. Harris always looking to create a shot, even ones like those.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
Coach has seen enough. He wants some changes. New personnel onto the floor. Off the mark. He loves the tough shots, but that one may be too tough. Wraps him up. That's intentional, and the ref calls it.
Good foul right there. You want to stop the clock.
Embiid. Short jumper. Won't fall. From 18 feet. At the buzzer. The Sixers are victorious. They've taken the upper hand in this best-of-7 series. A 2-games-to-none lead. For my partner, Jay Williams, and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been the NBA playoffs on EA Sports. Find out more at easports.com. Until next time, good night.
Here we go with the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The 76ers finished with a narrow victory on the scoreboard. And of course, I've got to mention how many times they scored from beyond the arc. They were so confident with the 3 ball, and it was instrumental to their success. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Philadelphia 76ers. The Wizards are probably frustrated with themselves after such a narrow loss. They shot exceptionally well from beyond the arc, but even that long-range efficiency wasn't enough for them to get the win. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Washington Wizards.
Game track. Three-point shooting.
Each of these teams were solid with their long-range shooting. So by extension, they were pretty poor with their perimeter defense. Closing out on shooters must always happen, whether you're tired or not.
Player of the game.
Simmons read the defense perfectly, and his teammates reaped the benefits with easy baskets.
Who was cold?
This isn't the segment you want to be in, of course, but even the best players find their way into this part of the show. Here are the top plays.
Number 2. Number 1.
See y'all next time. Jalen Rose, signing out.